So we're finally onto the job that all of you have been waiting for, and to be honest I've been putting off a little bit because it's just been such a headache to solve, and that is all of the panelling in the 400 Salon. Now once we stripped it all, we thought that was the sort of hardest part done and out of the way, but obviously it left us with another headache as we discovered that we've got a mixture of the original pine and oak panelling, and trying to get the panelling matching within colour-wise and stains being quite difficult. So we've come up with a couple of different obviously solutions to tackle the colour combination really, and it's sort of evolved into a strange sort of process really. So as you would have seen there, what I've just been doing is I've just been painting all of the pine with a coat of paint, and what that is that's just to help dull down the sort of orange undertones that the pine has when you stain it. Now all I've done to create this sort of whitewash is I've got some household paint, so just your normal wall paint, wherever you've got around the house. So you can use white. I've just gone with one that's got a sort of slight grey undertone to it, just sort of help dull it down and give it that sort of grey undertone that the oak has. Mixed a bit of that in with some water, quite a lot of water because you want it really runny. It's only a dead thin sort of layer that you want on there. Give it a coat all over, nice coat, leave it for a few hours to dry in, and then once that's dried, that should stop a lot of the orange sort of coloration from the pine coming through, and it'll be a lot easier for us to blend it into the original oak. So once that's done, obviously it's all dry now, it's all looking good. What we can do is we can go over with a wood conditioner, and what that'll do is that'll help with when we're putting stain on, sort of stop any unevenness of the stain going on. So with the pine being a soft wood, when you put it on you can get sort of blotchy patches and parts where obviously the stain's penetrated further into the wood than other parts. With the wood conditioner, what that'll do is that'll actually prevent that happening, and we'll get an even sort of finish with it. So reason why I'm putting it on after the whitewash is when I was trying to do it beforehand, the whitewash was just sitting on top and we were getting quite a lot of obviously the grey undertone coming through the actual wood stain. So I found putting it on afterwards, it gives us a better finish and a more even finish when the stain's going on. So we're going to go around all the panelling, pop the wood conditioner on. Once that's on and that's soaked in, it'll take a couple of hours to dry. We'll be able to go over the whole panelling with the same colour stain, which we're just using. It's just called brown, it's just a brown stain. We'll go over the oak and the pine with that. I think the oak will need 2 of that and the pine will need 3 coats of that. And then we'll be able to go around and add some of the bits in where we need to. There's a couple of parts where I've had to add a bit of mahogany stain in, just to get a bit more of the coloration in to match with the oak. But that'll just be more of a sort of trial and error thing. So I will crack on now. We'll get the wood conditioner on and hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll all go to plan. So now we've got all the wood conditioner on all the panels. We went around on everything. We even put on the oak just so obviously it'll help with that and soak in. Not that you really need it, but we had it there, so we thought why not. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to go over with our wood stain. Now, like I said, this is just called brown, so it's not any particular, obviously mimicking any wood on out. It's just a brown stain, and we'll use this to get one coat on first, and then once that's dried, we'll go over the second coat, and on the pine, we'll go over with the third coat, just so it blends it into the colour of the oak. So this is one that we've done as like a test panel, and this was the worst one. This is the one that had the oak frame and the pine insert. Now, obviously it's looking good, so it looks really dark in the camera because of the lighting in the room, but we do want it to be a really dark sort of wood, so it's nice and rich. And giving you that sort of early 1900s look. So I think it's worked really well. So yeah, we'll crack on now. So we'll get this on the panels, see how far we go and go from there. So that's all the panelling sorted with the stain now, and that's pretty much the end of the process. If you've got like new wood, the colour match it's turned out perfect, to be honest. So this side we've got all of the oak, and this side we've got the pine, and the colours, like I said, have just matched perfectly. So we've got a couple of little problems with it being obviously 200-year-old panelling. Trying to get all the excess paint off. There's a couple of tiny bits right in the corners that we just couldn't get off or stuff like that. So what we're going to do for the next stage is we're going to go over with some varnish. So we've just got a Chêne Moyen stain, so it's just like a medium oak wood varnish, and we're just going to go over the whole panelling with that. And what that'll do is that'll just fill in any of these little gaps where there's little bits of white or stuff like that, just where the stain hasn't been able to penetrate. So we'll give it one coat of that, and then once that's done, we can give it a very light sand if we're not liking the finish. If it turns out okay, then we'll leave it, but if not, we'll give it a light sand, and then we can put some of the Gilboy's wax on just to give it a nicer, more natural finish. So yeah, it's looking brilliant. So I will crack on now and get this one. And that's all the panelling done. A job that we've been putting off for God knows how long.
Well, I think it was as bad staining as it was sanding, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. Getting our head around how to actually tackle the panelling. It's been, like, we've tried so many different ways, haven't we? Yeah. But luckily, obviously, it's all turned out brilliant. It's a colour that we want. We wanted like a really nice dark colour because obviously we wanted more of like a Edwardian sort of feel.
It's going to be a really warm, cosy room to sit in, isn't it?
Yeah, you just want to come in and just sort of relax in it and just feel so nice and cosy in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I wanted the deep, obviously dark colour on the panelling. But the problem was obviously just matching the pine with the oak.
Yeah.
So with the pine, when we were staining it, we were getting the sort of like red, orange sort of undertone.
Yeah, it was difficult, yeah.
So luckily, obviously, we've managed that, and it's looking amazing, isn't it?
It looks fantastic. It really does look good.
So
it really does look good.
the next thing that we'll have to do is we'll have to go along all of the bottom and paint all of the trim on the bottom in gold as well, just so it matches the top. And I think that'll just properly set it off then.
It will, yeah, and just on the rail around the middle.
Yeah, the chair rail. So you might be thinking, obviously, that's a bit messy. We're going to be painting that gold.
It's going to be painted.
Yeah, so it's looking amazing. Really pleased with it. So now we've got all the gold in here. We need to start doing some of the gold in the bedroom.
Yeah, and there's a lot more.
Yeah, a lot of gold to do in there. But like I said, it's getting there.
It's great, it's lovely. Just waiting for the floors now. Once the floors are done, it's going to look superb.
Yeah,
it really will.
The floors are getting done in the next couple of days, so you'll be seeing those shortly as well.
Yeah, that's going to be one to watch.
Yeah, they'll all be getting sanded, and then we'll be putting the like the finishes on them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Brilliant.
It's all exciting.
Yeah, it's good.
So yeah, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Obviously check out our next ones, because obviously we've got all the exciting stuff with the gold paint in the bedroom, floors getting done.
Yeah, as soon as the paint comes, we'll get the paint done in the hall and then everywhere
Bedroom.
else. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the sort of final run now, isn't it? We're over the last hurdle, and it's the finishing post is there.
The last little bits
to
get done.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye. If you'd like to be part of our journey and help restore the chateau, then please join us on Patreon, where you'll be part of our journey, receive a piece of the history, and get exclusive videos.